Hey guys, welcome back to LEGO Lord of the Rings, and welcome to a different type of video, interestingly enough, and this is going to be the final video that I will ever do for LEGO Lord of the Rings, and it involves a top 10 list, and more specifically it involves the top 10 characters, and most of all my favourite characters of LEGO Lord of the Rings. So this is really going to feature kind of sort of like 3 categories, so it's kind of based on my opinions and thoughts on like the designs and like the characters, and then how useful they are in the game, and then just unique abilities overall. So yeah, that's basically what it's gonna be. And at number 10 is the one, the only Frodo. And the reason why I put Frodo at number 10 is because although he is extremely used throughout LEGO Lord of the Rings for obvious reasons, I felt like it made sense to put him at number 10 because of all the other characters and all the other great characters in this game. So I kind of wanted to make the top 10 list feel less obvious. That explains kind of why I put Frodo at number 10. So it's nothing against Frodo, like, he's a lot of fun, and yeah, this normal version is great, but he also does have many other versions, like the Shire version, that are also great but won't be featured on this list. So, at number 9 is going to be the Mini Balrog, and it's not necessarily because of any abilities or him having any useful abilities that only he can do or anything like that, because to be fair, he kind of has no abilities other than super strength and a couple of other things. But I personally feel like this guy is just a lot of fun, and he just looks really fun, and his combos are great, and I mean, like, there's nothing really bad I can really say about the guy, because he just looks amazing looking, even though he can't hold anything, which is sort of too bad, but he makes up for it in quantity over quality. So yeah, there is the Mini Balrog, and there you go. Oh, and number 8 is going to be good question actually. Who is it gonna be? Let's go with Aragorn in his royal armor. And personally, the reason why I chose this version of Aragorn is because, well, 1, because it's my favorite, and 2, because, well, it just looks cool out of all of them, and it comes with his Mordor sword that he obviously gets in the later movies. So he's probably the most complete Aragorn out of all of them, and furthermore, Aragorn has a few unique abilities, like tracking down certain things. So if you remember in that level tracking hobbits, he does a few tracking stuff, and yeah, he's the only one that can do that ability, and all 3 of the Aragorns can do it, and yeah, that's one of the more useful abilities in the game, or at least in the story, and I think he and the other 2 Aragorns are the only ones that can do it. So that explains why Aragorn is at the number 8 spot, because I believe number 9 was Mini Balrog, and then number 10 with Frodo. So number 7 is good question. Who will that be? Honestly, I've I think I'll go with the first character that you get in the game, which is Elden. Because personally, I just think he looks cool, you know? Like, he has his nice long Mordor sword, and he looks awesome, and he just looks like a great character overall, and I enjoy the helmet. Like, I think the helmet looks pretty awesome. So there you go. That is him at number 7, and there you go. At number 6 we have let's go with Gollum, because I just think they absolutely nailed Gollum in this game, and they just made him so awesome, and this was only the first time that they did it. Like, in Lego the Hobbit and Later Dimensions, they improved on it even more. Like, Later Dimensions, he looks absolutely awesome with all of his abilities, but either way, this is the first one, and I think they nailed it. And his combos are great, and he has a couple of cool abilities, and he can obviously go fishing, which is rather useful because you don't have to get out the fishing rod or use Mary all the time. So that is great. So he's just a really, really fun character overall, Gollum is. And I love his running animation. It's so, like, screen accurate to how he would have been in the movies. So that's another cool thing. And now at, I believe, number number 7 was that guy, and then number 6 was, I believe, Gollum. So number 5 is going to be so taking up the number 5 spot is going to be I'm gonna go with Lurd's Newborn, because although I like the Lurds that you get in the game just like as a character to unlock, I prefer this one even more because, well, 1, he looks awesome, and 2, well, you don't necessarily get him by unlocking him, you get him by pretty much completing the game and getting him for free. And yeah, I just think he looks just awesome aesthetically. I just enjoy his character design a lot. Has no unique abilities or anything and all the rest of it, and he's only really seen in one scene, this version of Lords. So yeah, nothing to really say on those categories, but just opinion based, like, I just think he looks awesome. And then kind of same goes for number 4, and that will be the Blacksmith Design, which you also get by completing the game, but that will be by getting all the blacksmiths and all the other stuff. And yeah, honestly, I just think he looks cool personally. Like, I think it's pretty cool that you get to have him as an unlock in this game. And yeah, he just looks awesome overall. And he's not really involved in I don't remember him ever really being in the movies, but he does have an involvement in the game, like in like the early stages of it, kind of. And yeah, he looks cool. Has no real unique abilities, but he looks really, really cool overall. So that is the number 4 spot being the one and only the Blacksmith Design. Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty, being well, the number 3, the number 2, and the number 1 spot. Number 3 is honestly, I've got to go with KingFuming Possessed, because he just looks really, really unique looking and everything like that. Like, he don't really have much abilities to him, if any. He can't even hold. He doesn't really have anything to hold, even though he can hold stuff. But I just think he looks really, really unique and just an alright character, and I think it's great that they included him in the game as an unlock. And then, yeah, that's all I can say about KingFuming Possessed. So, number 3 is just that, KingFuming Possessed. Number 2 is, well, is going to be, Sauron, but more specifically just Sauron, because I just think he looks amazing, and just literally amazing looking. There we go. He comes with his big old, big old Mordor sword type thing, and he just looks awesome. Like, you don't really, like, you see him quite a bit in the story as his large form, which I wish he came in, but, yeah, you see him in the story pretty regularly, kind of, and he don't really have any unique abilities, but he looks amazing, absolutely amazing. So, there you go. That is Sauron at the one and only, the number 2 spot. And then number 1, well, let's just first get to the honourable mentions, which are going to be, I guess we'll go with maybe 4 or 5 honourable mentions, and that will be Gimli, because he's rather useful in the storyline, because he's the first axe character that you get, and he just looks cool overall. The one and only Sam, that gets used a bunch in the game, and looks pretty accurate, and so on. And then, that's 2 honourable mentions. Gandalf the Grey and the White. And, yeah, they just both look cool, man. Like, they look cool. Like, I personally prefer Gandalf the White, but, yeah, they look alright. I like them a lot, and obviously you use Gandalf pretty regularly throughout the story, obviously. And, yeah. That's number 3 and 4, and then number 5 is going to be, Pippin, because of his watering cannon, how he's one of the only characters that can do that, other than the unlimited water cannon, which is better, and then the one that you get as just a normal watering cannon, your treasure trove. And I'll show you what I mean, because you get this one that works the same way that Pippin's does, but then you also get this one that works even better, because you don't have to fill it up multiple times. So, yeah, and he just looks alright overall, and he's used a decent amount in the story. So, there is Pippin. But number 1 has got to be the one, the only, Legolas. Because, well, he just looks amazing. Has the double jump ability, which I always used a lot in my Warframe series, obviously, and I always neutralized Legolas during all those situations, mostly. He comes with bow and arrow targets. He has his swords, which I can't take out. There they are, have unique combos, and obviously has his double jump. I mean, just singular jump, kind of. There's his double jump there, and he's just amazing. Like, I think they captured him really, really well, and that elf hairpiece is incredible. And he's used a decent amount in the story. He has pretty good abilities, and overall, in my opinion, he is awesome. And he certainly isn't Legolas, get it? Because doesn't matter. But either way, he looks absolutely amazing, and yeah, he takes up the number 5 spot. I mean, number 1 spot, and yeah, that is basically going to wrap things up for the LEGO Lord of the Rings Warframe series. I hope you enjoyed the adventure, and so on, and yeah, that was my top 10 list of the one and only Lord of the Rings in terms of the characters. I won't do any for the mini kits or red bricks, but yeah, that's it, and that is basically it for the one, the only LEGO Lord of the Rings. So, yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, share these videos. If could get out to I'm going to go with 200 likes, since this is obviously the final episode for our walkthrough series. So 200 likes would be great. 40 would be just fine, because that's the normal like goal that I now ask you guys to hit, seeing as you hit 20 likes on that 2K20 video recently. But well, it wasn't recent in terms of published, it was published last year, but you hit 20 likes in recent times. But either way, point is, if we could go up to 40 likes, that's fine. If we could go up to 200 likes, that would be exceptionally great. But yeah, ciao guys, and may one ring rule them all.